Halloween is here. Today's video is a treat for all of you because today I'm going to tell you 5 horror shows you need to see for Halloween 2020. Hello everyone, I am your lifestyle buddy Pratik Chitre and welcome to my YouTube channel. A quick thank you to my subscribers for their constant love and support. This horror list consists of shows from all over the world. So without further ado, let's start. Number 5. Marianne. Marianne is a 2019 French show. This series begins with Emma, who's a best-selling horror author, and she's decided to write her last novel based on the series about an evil witch named Marianne. She decides to write her final novel with the hope that her nightmares that she's been having since her childhood would finally go away. On the contrary, the moment she announces her retirement, her nightmares become worse. She's also forced to go to a place where she's vowed never to go back, her hometown. Marianne is wreaking havoc in her hometown. Marianne is a very dangerous witch. She can do anything, right from using your terrors against you, your nightmares against you, to using your memories against you, and every time it lands. Marianne is full of jump scares, endless suspense, and a lot of gore. Apart from the jump scare moments, the story and the characters are equally compelling. The cinematography and the sound makes it even better to watch. It's an amazing experience as a viewer. The unfortunate part is that there is no season 2, as it was announced very recently by the makers of Marianne that there won't be a season 2, so make sure to enjoy season 1 to its fullest. Marianne is streaming on Netflix. Quick tip: avoid watching this before bedtime because the jump scares are so scary that probably you won't get sleep. In fact, the jump scares are so nice that I want to discuss them with you, but then it would be a spoiler, so I'm avoiding. Number 4. Kingdom. Kingdom is a 2019 Korean show. This show starts in the 1600s in a province called Hanyang. The series starts with the rumors of the death of a king who's not been seen outside his palace walls for a period of 1 week. Flyers start going around demanding the crowning of the immediate crown prince, Li Chang. However, people inside the palace say that the king is alive, but he's merely sick. In truth, he's turned into something else. At the same time, in the southern part of the town, some citizens die due to the same disease that has gripped the king. But these citizens turn into zombies at night, looking to eat only one thing: human flesh. So what starts off as a zombie show turns into something totally else. Think of it as a combination of Game of Thrones and The Witcher with some amazing zombie moments. Instead of sorcery, you have zombies. And these zombies are different. These zombies can run really fast and they lay dormant during the daytime and they wake up only at night. And there is a compelling reason behind it as the show progresses. Apart from this, considering it's a show based in 1600s, there is a lot of sword fighting instead of gunfights. So a lot of scenes where the crown prince is actually dealing with zombies with his sword and not with his gun is actually very good to see, and it's refreshing. Kingdom also discusses a lot of politics happening in the show. The crown prince has a stepmother who's pregnant. The stepmother is hoping to have a baby boy so that he can become the heir to the throne, at the same time trying to throw the crown prince from the throne. It also deals with the issues of hiding the truth and its consequence. Kingdom has 2 seasons, 6 episodes each, so the story moves smoothly and swiftly. The good news is that season 3 is in pre-production, and the reason why I'm happy that season 3 is coming because the season 2 finale is a must-watch. The last few scenes of season 2 is something that will stay with you for a long time. Kingdom is streaming on Netflix. Number 3. Ju-on Origins. This is a 2020 Japanese show. Ju-on means the Grudge. So basically, this is a prequel to all the Grudge movies. I haven't seen all the Grudge movies, I have seen only a couple of them. But after watching this prequel, I am going to binge watch all the Grudge movies because this show is that good. This show starts with Haruka, who's an actress who's bothered with footsteps in her apartment after her boyfriend goes to a mysterious spooky house. Haruka then gets help of Yasuo, who's a writer who's writing on paranormal occurrences for a long time, and he also wants to find the spooky house. But the problem is he doesn't know where the spooky house is. So he goes to Haruka's boyfriend and his boyfriend refuses to tell him the location. In a parallel story, there is a girl called Kiyomi who has a dark childhood. And in school, she's looking to make new friends. But these new friends trick her into this spooky house where she gets assaulted. In this house, she sees a ghost and that grudge stays with her for years and it ruins her life. Ju-on has 6 episodes, each ranging from 25 to 30 minutes. Due to the length, this is a very rapid story. There are a lot of arcs which are complex and you need 100% attention while watching this show. So I would recommend watching this in one go. Because till the last episode where everything comes together, it's kind of confusing at times what is happening and which character is in which part, because partly it's based in 1997 and other part is based in 88. So basically the timelines are also going parallelly, which may be a little bit confusing. So watch it in one go. Another tip would be don't watch it at night because there are a lot of jump scares and the background music is spot on. And don't eat while watching this. I made that mistake. I was eating something and there are a couple of scenes which are very disgusting. So avoid eating when you're watching this show. This serves as the best prequel for the Grudge series. It's a refreshing take on the Grudge series which has been done so many times by so many makers. Ju-on is streaming on Netflix. Number 2. The Haunting of Hill House. Haunting of Hill House is a 2018 show and by far this is my favorite horror show till date, and there are many reasons for it. This show starts with the Crane family. The Crane family move into a new house which is the Hill House. After moving into the house, they realize that things aren't the way they seem. There are 5 kids, a husband and a wife. Kids start seeing weird things. One of the kids sees a bent neck woman who in the future episodes is very scary. Another kid complains of bangs at night every night. Another kid sees dogs in the property when there's supposed to be no dogs around. Soon they realize that this house is haunted. One fateful night, they have to leave this house in a hurry. Years later, all of them are now grown up and are settled in their own lives. But the trauma of that night is still with them in their own ways. The 5 siblings, each of them is dealing with some issue. One sibling is suffering from addiction. Another owns a funeral home. The eldest becomes a famous horror writer. So each of the siblings has some trauma that they still suffer from that fateful night. Everyone has their own version of what actually happened that night. There are 8 episodes in this show and the first 5 episodes deal with the trauma of one sibling each. And because of that, you get so invested as a viewer in each and every character and you can feel for every character and their trauma to a certain extent. This is made by Mike Flanagan. Mike Flanagan has made movies like The Oculus, Hush, Gerald's Game. So if you know his style of filmmaking, it's basically dealing with family issues and getting supernatural elements to it. So that is a very deadly combination and Mike Flanagan is a champion in making such films and making such shows. Now let's talk about the star cast. The star cast is bang on. A haunted show having 5 kids is a task, but each and every kid has done a phenomenal job. All the other actors are equally good, but the kids need a special mention because all of them have done an absolutely amazing job. This story goes back and forth, so it may sound confusing, but it's not, because Mike Flanagan has done such an amazing job. The editor has done such an amazing job of editing it in such a way that you actually understand this kid when grows up becomes this character. So if you haven't seen this show yet, this is the best time to watch this show. It is scary, but more than horror, this is a psychological horror. So that is what, it will start playing with your mind, which is the scary part, not the jump scares. The Haunting of Hill House is streaming on Netflix, so enjoy. Number 1, The Haunting of Bly Manor. The Haunting of Bly Manor released last month and it is a sequel to The Haunting of Hill House. But this sequel is not a continuation to Haunting of Hill House, because The Haunting of Hill House concludes, the story of Haunting of Hill House concludes at the end. This is a sequel, but it has a different story, similar to like American Horror Story, where you have each season has the same actors but different characters. Similarly, Haunting of Bly Manor has almost the same actors but playing different characters. So Haunting of Bly Manor starts with Danny, who's an American staying in the UK, who gets a job of a governess to take care of two kids. These two kids are staying in the Bly Manor. When you meet these kids for the first time, you seem like they're the best kids in the world. They're cute, they're well-mannered, and they're very smart. But later on you realize they are not only cute, but also creepy. Especially the girl. I love it when she says this.
It's perfectly splendid, and it's perfectly splendid.
Isn't she cute? Even the boys are very well-mannered, but suddenly he behaves irrationally and it's like somebody else has possessed him. So that is when things start becoming creepy. Then there are the other members of the house. The housekeeper Hannah, who always skips her meals. The home chef Owen, who says that Bly is like a gravity well and it traps people. Then there is Jamie, who's their gardener, who stays to herself. She's aloof, but she's cool and sarcastic. Jamie is also dealing with some trauma, which we come to know later. Then there is the mystery of the death of their previous governess Rebecca, who drowns in a lake. The kids start telling Danny that they see a lady in the lake and try to protect her in their own creepy way. Bly Manor is hypnotic. Just like the Haunting of Hill House, this will also keep you engaged right from the first scene till the last scene, and you will get invested in these characters as well. The kids have done a phenomenal job. This time there are two kids, but both of them have done an absolutely amazing job. Here is an important tip. What I would suggest is, if you haven't seen both these shows, try watching Haunting of Bly Manor first and then watch Haunting of Hill House. Because if you watch the Haunting of Hill House first, your expectation goes here. And even though Haunting of Bly Manor is an amazing show, it can't beat Haunting of the Hill House. Both of them are streaming on Netflix. Comment below which is your favorite show from the list. Also check out this video where I've spoken about 5 horror movies that you need to see for Halloween 2020. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And if you're new to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button along with the bell icon and become buddies. Stay tuned for my next video. Until then, this is your lifestyle buddy Pratik Chitre signing off. Stay fit, stay healthy, stay safe. Happy Halloween and enjoy the bloopers. This series starts with the death of the rumor. Rolling action. This series, because of this is a very rapid storytelling. Because of the length, it has a lot of. Because of the length of the show, it has a lot of. Because of the length of the show, the story is very rapid. Give it. Rolling action. Pack up.